You know, all those data breaches and privacy things we hear about these days?
Yeah.
Well, this deep dive takes those anxieties, those concerns, and throws them right into the legal ring.
Oh, wow.
You send us a court document,
Okay.
a federal judge's dismissal in a case.
Okay.
It's Pshatoia LaRose against Sean Diddy Combs.
Wow. So on the surface, it sounds like a celebrity gossip column.
Yeah.
But when you look deeper, there are some really complex questions about what we consider stealing in the digital world.
Right.
How do you prove it?
Exactly.
And whether the law even knows how to handle these kinds of cases.
So LaRose's main argument is that Diddy, through his companies, stole stuff from her phone, from her conversations.
Yeah.
We're talking images, ideas, personal details, and used them for his own business ventures.
Yeah.
Profit, basically. She uses words like hacking and stalking to get attention.
Yeah, that'll get your attention, for sure.
Yeah. But ultimately,
Yeah.
the judge dismisses her complaint.
So what's important to understand here is that she's trying to claim intellectual property theft.
Right.
She specifically cites the Defend Trade Secrets Act and the Lanham Act. That's the one for trademarks.
Yeah.
But as the judge points out, her complaint doesn't have the evidence it needs to make those claims actually stick.
It's not enough to just say, hey, somebody stole my awesome idea.
Oh, no.
You got to connect the dots.
Right. And
in a way that satisfies the court.
You need proof.
Yeah.
You can't just make accusations.
Take the trade secrets claim, for example.
Okay.
Imagine you have like a top secret recipe
Okay.
for the world's best cookies.
All right. I'm listening.
To prove that someone stole that recipe, you can't just be like, my cookie recipe is gone.
Exactly.
You have to show that the recipe was a valuable secret.
So maybe you only shared it with a few people.
Right.
Under strict confidentiality agreements.
It's like super secret. You have to show that you took steps to protect that recipe.
So you kept it in a safe.
Yeah.
Or you used encryption software or something like that.
Exactly.
Some kind of special protection.
Yeah.
And third,
Yeah.
you have to prove that the defendant, the alleged cookie thief,
Right.
took that recipe and used it to their advantage.
Yeah.
Like they opened a bakery.
Their own bakery.
With your exact cookies.
Stole your cookies.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense in that context.
Yeah.
But how do we apply that to the digital world? It seems a lot harder to prove that someone stole an idea from your phone.
It is.
Especially when ideas can be so intangible.
That's the hard part.
Right?
Think about it.
Yeah.
We leave digital fingerprints everywhere.
We do.
Text messages.
Emails. Social media. Yeah.
Location data.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Proving that someone specifically went in and stole an idea.
Yeah.
Or a piece of intellectual property.
Right.
From all that data. It's a lot.
It's like finding a grain of sand on the beach.
That is a great analogy.
I like that one.
It really is.
Yeah.
So even if LaRose can show that her phone was hacked, that her accounts were accessed,
even if she can prove that,
yeah, she still has to connect that to specific business decisions made by Diddy or his companies.
Let's say LaRose texted a friend about a new fashion line that she was working on.
Yeah.
And then Diddy comes out with a similar line a few months later.
Right.
It's not enough to say, see, he stole my idea.
Point to the text.
Yeah.
Right.
She would need to prove a link between that text and the development of his fashion line.
Like a smoking gun, kind of.
Like maybe someone at his company had access to those messages.
Right.
Or there are documents that show they were inspired by her. But without that proof, it's just speculation.
So she's essentially got to build a digital trail.
Yes.
A breadcrumb path.
That's a good way to put it.
From her phone to Diddy's businesses. And that's where it gets complicated, right?
Very complicated.
Especially when you're going up against someone with tons of resources.
And lawyers.
Yeah,
lots of lawyers.
But the judge isn't completely shutting her down.
No.
I thought her case was dismissed.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
But there's a twist.
Oh.
The judge gives LaRose 30 days to replead.
To try again.
To come back with a more detailed complaint. It's like the judge is saying,
chance.
I see potential here.
Okay.
But you need to do your homework and show me the receipts.
So it's not case closed. It's more like intermission.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's what makes this so fascinating.
Yeah.
We get to watch the legal process in real time.
Front row seat.
LaRose gets another try.
Yeah.
We get to see if she can connect those dots and build a stronger case.
But even beyond the legal stuff, it makes you think bigger picture. We're all so tied to our phones. Our digital device. If someone like LaRose, who, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Isn't your average person is having trouble proving this?
Yeah.
What hope do the rest of us have?
Yeah.
It's kind of unsettling.
A little unsettling for sure.
Yeah. Feels like we're living in some kind of wild west of data.
Oh, yeah.
Where the rules are still being written.
Definitely.
And anyone with a little tech know-how can just come in and rustle up some digital cattle.
That's a great image.
Right.
And not that far off.
Yeah.
The law is always trying to catch up
Always.
to technology.
Right.
And this case is a perfect example of that.
Yeah. So even if it feels like the average person is kind of up a creek without a paddle, what can we do to protect ourselves?
Right. So practical tips.
Yeah. What can people listening do?
To safeguard their digital life.
Yeah.
And avoid ending up like LaRose. Strong passwords are number one.
Okay.
I mean password 123.
Right.
Think long, complex, and different for every single account.
Okay.
You could even use a password manager to keep track.
Oh, yeah. Those are super helpful.
Very helpful.
And two-factor authentication.
Yes. Wherever you can.
Wherever possible, right?
It might seem like a pain.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
It's a little extra security.
Big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And be careful about what you share.
Oh, that's a good point.
Like, do you really need to post a picture of your passport?
Right.
Or brag about your business idea?
On social media.
On social media.
Right. Yeah, a little discretion goes a long way.
Sometimes a lot of discretion goes a long way.
Speaking of social media,
Yeah.
let's go back to Diddy for a minute.
Okay.
Even if LaRose doesn't win in court,
Right.
just being accused of this could really damage his reputation.
Oh, for sure.
Especially online.
Especially in the court of public opinion.
Right, right.
We live in a world where accusations spread like wildfire.
So fast.
Instantly.
Yeah, even if Diddy is totally innocent. Right. The fact that it's out there.
The stain remains.
It could stick around for years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what's that saying? Whisper can travel around the world before the truth can get its boots on.
Exactly. And here,
right.
those whispers are even louder because he's a celebrity with a huge following.
So even if LaRose's case goes nowhere, the public might already have decided.
The court of public opinion can be brutal.
So what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
Delete our social media?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Go off the grid?
I mean, it's about finding a balance.
Okay.
Know the risks. Take steps to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe think twice before you share that next juicy piece of gossip.
But let's say someone listening really thinks their intellectual property was stolen.
Oh, wait.
What should they do?
Okay.
Where do they start?
First things first, write everything down.
Document everything.
Emails, texts, posts, anything that helps your case.
Gather the evidence.
Right. And if you have a trademark or a patent, make sure all that paperwork is organized.
Got it.
Then talk to a lawyer who specializes in intellectual property.
Because this is serious stuff.
Very serious.
You don't want to do this yourself.
Not alone.
No.
It's a really complex area of law.
Yeah.
You need an expert on your side.
To help you navigate.
Exactly.
But even with a good lawyer,
yeah,
there's no guarantee you'll win.
That's true. Especially if you're up against
someone with deep pockets.
Right, and a whole team of lawyers.
Yeah.
But the legal system is supposed to be fair.
Level playing field.
Anyone can get justice.
Okay.
And sometimes just filing a lawsuit can force people to be accountable.
Regardless of the outcome.
Exactly.
So it's not always about winning or losing.
No, it's about standing up for what's right.
Even when it's hard.
Exactly. And that brings us back to LaRose.
Okay.
Whether she wins or loses.
Yeah.
Her case reminds us that the law is always changing.
Trying to keep up with technology.
We need to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
And our ideas.
In this digital age.
It's like we're all pioneers.
Yeah, out on the digital frontier.
Yeah. And we're still figuring out the rules.
Right. So many unknowns.
And like any frontier.
Yeah.
There are risks and rewards.
So for our listener who sent in this court document, we hope this deep dive has helped you understand
helped you see
intellectual property law in the digital world.
A little bit better.
But beyond the legal stuff, we hope it makes you think about how you protect yourself.
Absolutely.
Your digital life.
Be smart.
What it means to fight for your rights.
In a world where data is king.
Yeah, like data is the new gold rush.
Absolutely.
This case really shows how different the law and the digital world are.
Totally. The law is like this old giant struggling to keep up with this fast-moving digital world.
Right. And it's up to us to figure out how to protect ourselves.
Exactly. Be proactive.
But that can feel impossible sometimes. Especially when you're up against someone like Diddy.
Oh, yeah.
With all his resources.
A whole team of lawyers.
Yeah.
It's true. But don't forget about the power of public opinion.
Right.
Even if LaRose doesn't win in court.
Yeah.
She's already shined a light on these issues.
Have people talking.
And that can lead to change.
So even if she can't change the system herself, she's forcing people to look at it.
Exactly. It's like holding a magnifying glass up to the whole thing.
Right. And that could make others come forward.
Definitely.
Demand more transparency.
Push for more protection.
For creators.
For innovators.
Yeah, she's kind of a trailblazer.
I like that.
Right, carving a path for others to follow.
Even if it's a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this case plays out.
Oh, yeah. What happens next?
What arguments work in court, how it changes the conversation about intellectual property in the digital world.
It's a real-time case study.
Exactly, and it reminds us that the law is always changing.
Always evolving.
And cases like this one can change the boundaries of the law.
Absolutely.
Make us rethink what it means to own an idea.
In a world where everything is shared and remixed all the time.
It makes you think about the future of creativity.
Doesn't it?
Like, how do we protect originality?
How do we protect new ideas?
In a digital world.
Where everything is about borrowing and building on what came before.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
It's not just for the courts to decide.
No. It's something we all need to think about.
So for our listener who sent us this case, who wants to know what it all means, I think the big takeaway is that this case,
even though it's just starting, shows us the big issues we're facing.
Technology, people speaking up,
demanding change.
We're all part of this changing digital world.
And we need to be aware,
be proactive,
and challenge the status quo
when things aren't right.
I love these deep dives.
Me too.
It's not just about learning stuff.
Yeah. It's about using what you learn.
To engage with the world.
To make things better.
So to our listener,
keep exploring.
Keep asking questions.
Keep diving deep.
Because critical thinking.
Making connections.
That's what matters.
In a world full of information.
That's what matters most.
Until next time.